to bring your story to our viewers. What you've done is quite extraordinary. Can I have one of you just identify yourself and just give me sort of the bare bones sort of detail about, you know, how many people were involved, you know, how many clubs, the fact that it was in one take, just sort of the summary blurb of just what you were able to accomplish last week.
My name is Ruchi Patel again, and what our team did is we united about 1,200 students from the school into one video. We had about 60 clubs and organizations. We had administrators, staff members, and many others united into making one video, all for a good cause, and we were raising money for Hendricks Regional Health Pediatrics Program. So all the proceeds that we raise from this will be going towards that cause.
Well, it was it's a very energetic, wonderful enterprise. Tell me a little bit about the planning. Like, you know, obviously you didn't just show up at school one day and say, you know, hey guys, we're going to do this. So who wants to speak to all the planning that went into it? You know, just sort of like how many songs, how many, you know, locations. I just can't imagine how complicated it must have been.
Yes, actually, there are how many songs in there, Chad?
There's probably about 50 songs.
So 50 songs, and in fact, we even had a whole other song prepared, but we decided to reroute it throughout our school, and so we had to redo the song as well with that in order to make it better for the lip dub too. Also, the planning started in January, and there was just a ton of coordination as far as communicating with all of the clubs and sports and all of the performing arts, and just making sure that everyone had a chance to be in it. In addition, I know we met several times in the mornings, and especially these three had huge roles with just constant text messages and coordinating all those people.
And how important was it to get everybody in the school involved? I mean, I can't imagine everybody had the same level of interest as you guys, but I guess it must have been just a really positive thing for people to just contribute their creative and artistic talent in some way. So tell me about that.
So one of our primary goals for this video was to make this as all-inclusive as possible. So we did this through a variety of ways. First of all, we had an online application on our school webpage. We had about 400 kids sign up on the application. Then we had two separate meetings in which people signed up for like the drone scene, for example, the ending hospital scene, like just coordinating the day of a social media team helping promote the lip dub after it was made, and several other teams. And so we wanted people, if people didn't want to sing in it, then they could contribute some other way, and whether they were leading a team or a certain section of the route of the lip dub, we just wanted to make sure they were involved. They felt like it was a product that they could look into the future. In the future, like 30 years from now, they could look back and say, hey, I was part of that. That was my section. And we thought that it would be a great thing to involve as many people as possible. We also had meetings with each individual committee. Like for example, if we had the singers committee, everyone who was the lead singer during the singing part, we would have 2 to 3 meetings and practices, showing them this is how you should enter, this is how you should exit, this is where you should enter, this is where you should exit, and go on from there. So it was an incredible experience, but had a lot of planning behind it.
And tell me a little bit more about just the community service aspect of it. I'm not really clear how it raises funds that go toward this cause that you guys identified.
I'll speak to that as student government president here. The primary goal behind this lip dub was to raise money for our brand new spring event called Avon Nightlight. Student government decided to kind of take on a huge challenge this year and come up with a completely brand new event that included not only high schoolers, but also all community members, whether it be 4-year-olds up to senior citizens. So for our idea for that was doing a glow run 5K at nighttime, along with having a community fair. And we're hosting that April 30th at our local YMCA, and we've been planning that actually since June. And all of the proceeds for that go directly to Hendricks Regional Health Prenatal and Pediatric Care, which is a local hospital in our county. So with all this planning, we wanted to really get the word out. So that's where these awesome 3 men came in and helped market it beyond belief. Before the Lift Up came out, we had about 200 people signed up, which our goal was about 250 to 500 since it was a brand new event. And within 3 days of the Lift Up coming up, we were up to 800, and now we have over 1,000 people signed up, which has just completely blown away our expectations for a brand new event, especially just as high schoolers just trying to raise money for a local hospital.
That's great. Anything else that you wanted to share with us about the project, the community response? It's just something that we hope will inspire other schools and people to just do something similar. Did you ever imagine that you could pull something like this off?
Well, my name is Saketu Patel, and I was the one who filmed the last one, the 2014 one, and I never thought that we could ever make one better than the 2014 one. So I knew that this was going to take a lot of work. So without Rushi or Chad is the one who made the music, which he did a great job. That's one of the main concepts of this Lift Up and why it got so popular. It caught attention of young kids and a lot of people, causing the spike in signing up for the Avon Nightlight. But this year, it was different because it wasn't all one shot, which seems like it's more simple in the way of planning everything out. But because it was a shot of the drone, a shot of the school Lift Up singing, and a shot of the hospital scene, it was a lot harder to put it all together. Like, we had a couple of mistakes in there where our audio turned off during the singing part, so we had to redo that part and all this stuff, but it all turned out pretty well.
It sure did. Tell me about that drone shot. That was pretty spectacular. How did that come about?
The drone shot, Mr. Jason also helped us with that, and we plan on having a drone go over the school and show. DECA was in it, which is a club at our school, and we wanted to have everyone in it and a cool part of the song. And we came in one day over our spring break for probably 4 hours and tried to get the drone shot to line up with when you walk out of the school in the video, and it ended up working out great, and everyone did a good job, and it looks awesome.
Yes, indeed. So I just want to go over just the charity part of this again. Can you please, for people who aren't in your community, just talk about your motivation for doing this? Was this something that you guys had to do, every year that money's raised for a cause? How did this come about, and why did you choose the group that you chose?
In student government, our 2 main goals are to create an awesome environment to go to school in and have a great school spirit, as well as to do as much philanthropic work as we possibly can. The last couple of years, we had kind of bounced around with different ideas. We had done a couple of Raleigh dance marathons. Last year, we did a 5K in the morning to benefit a specific student at our school who has several disabilities. And then this year, we just wanted to encompass something that reached more of our local community. Therefore, we decided to choose a hospital that is very near and dear to lots of our hearts in the Avon community, and especially the pediatric and prenatal care. And at Avon, we are a very young community, and a lot of our kind of community things are centered around the school just because it's such a young and up-and-coming town. Therefore, we thought it would be great to give back to the children and families through Hendricks Regional Health Prenatal and Pediatric Care. So along with that, we wanted to do the philanthropic part of it for that as a great experience, as well as just a great thing for our town to be proud of, and just bringing together all those different types of people, because we really, in the first part, in the high school, we've got football season in the fall, basketball season, we've got homecoming, all these awesome things, and then springtime, people are just kind of worn out, the school spirit dies down a little bit, and we wanted to bring that back. So that's a lot of what happened with the Lip Dub, is everyone got so excited about being an Avon High School student. And so that was just a really fun thing to be a part of, and along with that, got behind this idea of supporting prenatal and pediatric care. And also, I'm really looking forward to the event, because we have people from 2 years old to about 65-year-olds old signed up, all from Avon and surrounding communities. So I think it'll just be a really great experience for everyone there to kind of get to run next to each other, as well as hang out at the community fair, all right next to their neighbors.
Terrific. Thank you so much. So now we want to know, like, how are you going to top this for next year?
Well, this is probably not something that we're going to do. It's not going to be like a Avon High School tradition. Our main goal was to, establish Avon Nightlight. Avon Nightlight is something that we will continue on throughout our years. But we need something that would establish Avon Nightlight, get everyone to know what Avon Nightlight is, what the Avon community is capable of doing, and what an impact it has on other people's lives. And that's the primary goal of this Lip Dub. And its goal is not something to continue on next year or the year after, because overall its hype will die down. But now everyone knows what Avon Nightlight is and what Avon High School students are capable of. And hopefully that will continue on, and people will continue attending our event. And that was our goal with this video.
Great. Did anybody do any kind of tally of how many days, hours, from inception, through the finished product?
A lot.
Well, we did not, but we started off planning. We wanted to do it about late December, and then early January we started contacting the administration, and then we contacted administration, and then making up the proposal took a while, getting acceptance took a while, and then after that the real planning started, and so from then on we spent we had meetings in the morning and meetings after school almost every single day, and then we met in the weekends whenever we kind of sacrificed our spring break, basically came in to the high school, walked the route several times, and basically got everything down, made sure we knew what we were doing before we told the entire school what they were going to do. So it definitely took a lot of time, and just to put you into perspective of how many texts and emails that this encompassed. Just that day before it was released, our phones crashed with text messages. And we have new iPhone 6s. So, I mean, it takes a lot of text to crash an iPhone, and it did it. So it crashed an iPhone 6s. So there was a lot of text just that day, and to communicate the entire thing moves 1,200 students, staff members, communicate with the drone scene and the hospital scene, the Pacers scene. Then that takes a lot of it, like 20 times the amount of text than that.
And right after we were done with the last shot, which was the Lip Dub singing, everyone was texting me, trying to force me to get it out as fast as possible. My plan was to get it out on Saturday, and we had filmed on Friday. So I was like, I could get this done overnight, no problem. But these kids, they all wanted to see it so badly that I was forced to finish the product at 9:30 p.m. I actually came to the school because the school Wi-Fi is so fast. So I came to the school and uploaded it here.
Does anyone have a picture? Did anyone take a picture of you, a still?
Yeah, my friend came with me, and I was, There's a video of me just freaking out about how long it's taking to upload. It was like 2 minutes left, and I was jumping up and down everywhere. And there's a picture of me on the ground waiting for it. And there was a administrator who actually came by, who went inside the school, got me a soda because I was taking so long.
Hey, we'd love to see that video. Please put your friend in touch with me, or through Adam, get my email. That we got to use that. That's wonderful. And then you should apply for a job here at ABC, because that's what we do on a daily basis here. You'd have good training. Two more questions, and then we're done. You guys have been fabulous. If you could speak to what was the most challenging part, the hardest part. I don't know if there's any one thing, but it's any of you who has a moment or a time that speaks to you as being like, I don't know how I could go through this. This is just too hard.
Well, for me personally, in terms of editing, there was a lot of parts where we messed up, and I didn't really know how to fix it. And in the time that I had to edit, I had to do what I could, and that was probably the most difficult part. And also, while we were filming, I had a chair that I was pulled in, but there were some points where I had to get up and out of the chair and walk a little bit and get back into that same chair. That was also really difficult. But yeah, that's what was hard for me.
For me personally, once we totally scratched the whole song that we made and restarted, that's when I had my doubts that we'd be able to do it, because every single little detail in the song can make or break the lip dub, and there's a lot of parts that don't seem like a big deal, but took multiple hours just trying to get little transitions to work. But totally restarting the song for me was a big deal.
One of the hardest parts was convincing administration to film this lip dub, because school is a place for education. Obviously, it's for fun. Also, people get along, social times and stuff. But main purpose of school is education, and we were basically asking for 60 minutes to film a video, and we didn't know if it was going to be awesome or if it was going to just not be awesome, and we didn't know if it was going to achieve the goal or whether it was not going to achieve the goal, and it all depended on our planning. And so we wrote up proposals, and we went and had meetings with the administration. Before they were reluctant, they even rejected our proposal, but after Grace Langford, our student government president, came in, all of us went in and talked to the administration. Even though they were reluctant, they accepted our proposal, and they entrusted us with the huge responsibility of filming this year's lip dub. And we were really happy that they and really appreciated that they accepted our proposal. And given that responsibility, we just fulfilled it. We tried to do our best and make sure we didn't let them down. And hopefully, and now we have over 1,000 registrants for Avon Nightlight, which is a great thing. It's all going for a great cause, and I can't wait to see what impact it has.
And on that note, we just cannot thank our teachers and admin enough just to have that much faith in 17 and 18-year-old kids to completely pull off a production of a video and to take school time and allow us to kind of run that for a great cause. So we just cannot thank them for having faith in us and really just so wholeheartedly loving our school and the school spirit and getting behind the cause of prenatal and pediatric care.
And this would not have been possible without Mr. Clark.
Yes.
Right here. It takes a lot of planning, and like 3 students or 4 students can't pull this off. Mr. Clark came in. He sacrificed his spring break. He obviously had plans, and then he came in. He walked like 5 miles, just going through the route with us, and he understood that we had homework. So he would take a lot of the responsibility also, and then even though he taught classes, because he is a math teacher here, so he taught classes, he would still come in the morning, and then he would stay after school to talk to us. Sometimes we would get down on ourselves because people might not like it. People have their own opinions. They might say, hey, it's not going to be as good as the last one. Why are we doing this? It's wasting our time or something like that. He would always encourage us. He would send us a little text here and there saying, hey, you know, it'll be fine. And at the end, you'll be proud that you pulled this off. 30 years from now, you're going to tell your child that, hey, we created that lip dub. And I mean, just those little texts always just cheered us up, and we kept on going. And I'm very glad that Mr. Clark helped us out. It would not have been possible without him.
Mr. Clark
I know
also,
how valuable he was because he was the one who reached out to me.
Yeah.
So he's working for you on a lot of different levels.
Yes.
So I'm afraid we have to go from our end because we've got another story we're doing for tonight. But one last question for you all would be this. If I'm a student or a parent or a teacher and I'm watching this and I'm thinking, oh my God, you know, those guys are so talented, you know, it would be wonderful to do something like this. I just don't know that we have the stuff to do it. Just what would you have to say to others out there who might be inspired by you but feel at the same time kind of intimidated?
Well, first of all, everything's possible with hard work. I mean, that's what we've all been taught here, and that's why we've been stuck as a group. And you have to find the right people, I guess. Know what everyone's strengths are, and like what their weaknesses are. For example, Saketu, he's an exceptional videographer. He makes amazing edits. He has his own YouTube channel. So I mean, we contacted him whether he could film the lip dub, and he was all for it. Chad, he's amazing song editor. He has his own SoundCloud. People follow him. And then we just got together, filmed the lip dub, or planned for the lip dub, and then filmed it. And with hard work, I mean, you can see the product. So never give up, basically.
And like me and Rushi knew each other before this, but we had no idea who Chad was, or we didn't know how we were gonna do anything with music. But things like this is what brought us together. Like me and him, me and Rushi, we're closer than we've ever been, and it's things like that that bring the school more together.
one thing that I would say to people that want to do it is what Mr. Clark told us. He said you will get out of it what you put in, and we put in a lot of hard work and effort, and we got a pretty cool video out of it.
Yeah.
More than anything, if you're passionate about it and you're willing to sacrifice a lot, just like a lot of everyone here, as well as Mr. Clark has, you just gotta will it, and it'll happen. So.
Well, hats off to you all. Great job. And thank you for today, for taking this time to share your story with us. And we look forward to bringing it to our viewers. Anybody else have a final last word?
Yeah, one more thing. We also contacted John Green, and before we contacted the Pacers, so hopefully he could get out to see this. And then also, our main goal is to get this on Ellen. So if you could get that to happen. Also,
we are still taking donations for Avon Nightlight. So if you would love to donate to Avon Nightlight through Hendricks Regional Health and Prenatal and Pediatric Care, if you're moved by the video, we would love those, and they're always in need of donations. So you can help us out nationwide that way.
Yeah,
Great. Thank you so much. We'll try to put a link on there.
Susan? Can she hear?
Hello?
Hey, this is Stacy Moore, the PR person. If you link to our webpage, then they can just link to the Avon Nightlight.
Yes, I found it.
And
online,
do you
so
know when it'll air?
We'll definitely do that. Okay.
Do you have an air date yet?
Tomorrow night. Wait a minute. No, today's Wednesday. Friday night.
Friday night? Okay,
Friday
thank
night.
you.
Yep. So that's awesome. I'm sorry that's all I have time for today. I know that it was a big team effort, but I think these four, wonderful people spoke beautifully on behalf of everyone involved. So we'll be sure to give you all a shout out. And would really love to see that additional video that was taken of the editing. You got to get that to me because that's really fun. And I do have a behind the scenes, clip that was very helpful. But anything else, stills, whatever else somebody may have taken with a cell phone that just has some more of the, wonderful moments, the blood, sweat, and tears that went into this, that would just be great. Please send it all my way. Okay,
All right.
thank you all. And then I
Thank
guess
you so
I
much.
can talk
Thank you.
Thank you so
to
much.
Adam about how we get this video. So maybe I'll call on the cell phone.
Yeah, just give me a call. We'll talk.
Is that okay?
That's totally fine. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so
Thank
much. We
you.
truly appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Good
you.
luck. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
So, Greg, in terms of getting